Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyada Insia Batul. My roll number is EBP 2001160. I am the student of Lab Group C and my group number is 18. The object of our presentation is to determine the vital capacity of given subject. The requirements we need for this experiment are a spirometer. A spirometer is an apparatus for measuring the volume of air inspired and expired by the lungs and nose clamp and a subject. Moving towards the next slide, now we will discuss lung capacities. We will start with vital capacity. Vital capacity is the total amount of air that can be expelled from the lungs after taking the deepest possible breath. It ranges from 3.5 to 5.5 liter. The next term is inspiratory capacity. It may be defined as the maximum amount of air a person can inhale with maximum effort after normal expiration. Functional residual capacity. Functional residual capacity is the volume remaining in the lungs after a normal passive exhalation. Next is the total lung capacity. Total lung capacity is defined as the volume of air present in the lungs upon the maximum effort of inspiration. The average lung capacity is about 6 liters. Now, minute ventilation. Minute ventilation is the amount of air breathed in or out per minute in resting position. It ranges to 5 to 8 liters per minute. The next term is maximum voluntary ventilation. It is defined as the amount of air breathed in or out per minute with maximum effort. It is about 15 to 20 times resting minute ventilation. Now, the factors which affects the breath rate are: number 1 is gender. Breathing rate of males is high as compared to females. Number 2 is age. Breathing rate is more in adults and less in children and in old age people. Number 3 is position. Correct posture is necessary for normal breathing rate. Breathing rate varies with change in posture. It is normal while standing as compared to sitting. Number 4 is breathing rate affects in pregnancy. Number 5 is net air capacity of lungs also affects breathing rate. The last one is it also affects the magnitude of compressing forces. Now, in clinical significance, important lung diseases are discussed. Asthma. Asthma is the reversible disease of lower respiratory passage associated with bronchoconstriction in response to specific or non-specific stimulus. The next is emphysema. Emphysema is characterized by loss of elasticity of lungs due to destruction of elastic fibers in the alveolar walls. The next disease is cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is defined as the congenital recessive disorder in which repeated infections led to destruction of lung tissues. The next is bronchiectasis. It is a disease in which there is a permanent enlargement of parts of the airways of the lung. The last one is pneumoconiosis. Pneumoconiosis is defined as a disease of the lungs due to inhalation of dust, characterized by inflammation, coughing, and fibrosis. Now we will discuss the apparatus used in this experiment. The apparatus used in this experiment is student's spirometer. Student's spirometer consists of a blue plastic housing filled with water up to mark, a white bell seated in the bottom attached by means of a chain to a scale. By means of a plastic pipe, the air can be inspired and expired into the white bell, which moves the chain and the pointer on the scale. The procedure of the experiment is: firstly, fill the blue housing with water up to the mark and set the pointer at 0. Then clamp the nose of the subject by using nose clip. After that, ask the subject to sit in a relaxed and comfortable position. Then ask the subject to take mouthpiece into the mouth and normally inspire and expire into the spirometer to note the tidal volume. Then ask the subject to inspire the air forcefully from spirometer after normal inspiration. Ask the subject to expire the air forcefully after normal expiration. At the last, ask the subject to expire maximum amount of air after a forceful inspiration to record the vital capacity. These are the references from where I have gathered the information of my presentation. This is the end of my presentation. Hope you like it. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.